Drew hitting the threes, Simone hitting them early, Khalil with the boards later. Is this what you mean by finding a way to win?
Yeah, because, when you're trying to work on all of your things, your identity, like how you want to play on both sides of the floor, sometimes you just can get lost in the minutia. It still comes down to just, competitors find a way to win. It doesn't have to go perfect. It never will go perfect. It never will just be exactly how you want it to go. And then ultimately, you just have to figure out as a group of competitors, how to put your fingerprints on a game and then come out with it with big plays, to secure a W. And we made some big plays, going down the stretch. Khalil was very impactful in those last, several minutes, and that's certainly growth.
Speaking of Khalil, I was going to ask about him. He seemed to have his fingerprints on the game from the start. Strong start, and you obviously left him on the court for much of that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
What did you like about what he did tonight, maybe compared to?
It just felt like the multiple efforts, even the block, that was called a goaltend. It was a great effort on his part. The rebounding, was very intentional, and the multiple efforts. I love that drive that he had with 4 minutes to go. It was kind of a loose ball. It caught on the baseline. It could have been one of those flip shots, but he wanted to make sure that this thing was going to the rim and got the and one. And, that showed me, there's growth in time, score, context, swing moments. Like, hey, let's not just, get a shot that you might take in the first 3 minutes of a game. But also, some of the defense that he had on, one of the best scorers in this game. I'm not talking about, necessarily getting stops. It's just you have to negotiate through a lot of different things. Pick and roll basketball, flares, a guy who knows how to draw fouls, is crafty. And then when he's not on them, hey, you got to patrol the paint and make sure that you're protecting the rim for us. And so there's a lot of different kind of roles that he had to do, throughout the course of the game.
You've seen a lot of zone lately, and for a while there it was kind of grinding the offense down, but then there was that stretch in the middle of the fourth where you guys ran off between 10 and 14 points in the paint kind of in a row. Is there anything to take away from that stretch against the zone?
Yeah, I think we're still going to get to our game regardless. And, we'll get a ton of experience at it. I'm sure a lot of teams will zone us, and I think that's good. The more you can see things, the more you can work on it and, get an attack. We'll find out what the numbers were, but the numbers in New York were very good. I think it was 1.4 something, per possession against the zone. It was really more that we couldn't get stops. Did we have to score 150, to get that win? But, yeah, I think it'll be a good thing.
Obviously many contributions, but Davion right from the start had his fingerprints. You spoken before about the physicality needed to win games like this, but he was just kind of everywhere tonight.
Probably the average fan has no idea how elite that last defensive cutoff was. McBride was going full speed. You know that he's a three-point shooter. He could pull up. That could be the game-winning points on the board, so you have to meet him early. He crossed over, and he caught his move. And then got him to shoot the pull-up. But he was doing a lot of things throughout the course of the game. Davion's a great competitor. And, now he's really improved in terms of his off-ball defense. He can be a menace, when he's not guarding the ball. We know what he can do on the ball, but he's really becoming a good disruptive, help defender. And then offensively, we want to just pump him with confidence because he naturally loves setting other guys up. But we're a better team when he's aggressive, when he's getting downhill, when he's taking his open threes. So it was good balance.
Erik, like the other night when on Quinney's play that you used for the game winner, it required 4 or 5 guys to do things precisely right. Last possession tonight, same thing. How important are these games when it's not one guy having to make a play, when it takes a collective to do everything right to pull one out.
Yeah, those last couple of defensive sequences, there's a lot of stuff going on, and again we had Kalel on Josh Hart, so that's not like an easy thing. Other teams have put centers on him, and he finds a way to like eat up the space or find a loose ball, which he actually did. On that one tip out before that. But yeah, everybody had to do their part, and then you also have to get them to miss, We had a couple good, contests, and that's a very makeable shot by Towns on the baseline. But you know how I think there's like a karma, to the game sometimes. And I think, we did a lot of things to earn it.
Drew hit 3 huge
Yeah.
threes in that second half. Just how much of a calming presence is he? And in bigger picture, how much does the outside shot, I guess, come along where you see his confidence kind of peaking?
Well, his confidence can be anything, he chooses it to be, because he can do whatever he wants, out there. Like, we're not going to, pull the reins on him at all. But I think the bigger thing is like, when I talk about, like, make a competitive impact, that's what he does. So all of a sudden, if the game requires I got to knock down 3 threes, he's going to do that. He might not do that the next game. It might be like the 3 steals, or he just has an incredible knack for, if a big brings the ball down or somebody brings the ball down, under the waist, he's going to come up with that. He's really great for that unit because he keeps them settled. Everybody else can just be, aggressive, hair on fire. He just kind of is a calming presence, and super smart, disciplined, and it just had an impact. I didn't see what the